Hey guys, thanks for taking the time to watch my video analysis discussing the preening behaviors of the mallard duck. I'm going to begin by describing this particular focal behavior. This focal behavior is demonstrated throughout this entire video. You can see that the duck begins by slightly fluffing and spreading its feathers. It does this in order to utilize its beak as a tool for itching, nibbling, plucking, and picking through the many feathers it is adorned with. First, we can see that the mallard duck begins this preening behavior when it is triggered by a physiological response due to a stimulus or sensation on the body, such as an itch. This stimulus control factor has also been discussed by Van Ursel and his colleague in a study conducted in 1958, where the drive of an internal or external stimuli led to the preening reaction displayed by the ducks. This preening action was performed in order to muffle the stimulus that created the physiological response in this duck. Also, it is important that we discuss how the mallard duck adopted this preening behavior. Mallards aren't just born with the innate ability to preen. This behavior was learned. Preening is learned in the early stages of life when the young mallard ducklings observe the preening practices performed by their parents. A scientist, Willis, was able to observe this in a study he conducted in 1972. His study supported that this behavior may be learned by the mallard ducklings when the female mother duck returns to her nest with food. She will provide the ducklings with the food she collected, and then she will begin to preen them while they eat. This action is observed by the ducklings in their nest and eventually becomes a learned behavior. It is also worth noting that the mallard duck utilizes preening as a method to increase the water resistance capability of their feathers. This functional factor has also been discussed and supported in a study done by Elder in 1954, when a correlation between preening and oil secretion from glands was revealed. This preening of the duck's feathers led to oil secretion from these glands, which ultimately increased the water resistance of the duck's feathers. This is what gives them the ability to float in the water for such long periods of time. Ultimately, those mallards who preen more frequently and effectively seem to be favored on a mate selection level. Preening became an evolutionarily selected behavior due to the overall increased fitness that resulted from it. Those who were able to take care of themselves were noticed, chosen as mates, and got to pass along their genes to more offspring. Research conducted by Weidman in 1990 showed a correlation between plumage status, which is the appearance and arrangement of the duck's feathers, and mate selection was observed. As you can see from these video clips I've taken, the mallard ducks have really seemed to develop consistent, beneficial preening techniques in order to increase the overall fitness of their species. Well, this concludes my video analysis of the preening behavior in mallard ducks. I hope you enjoyed it.